Boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live on the RADIO here from the lovely WYAB compound out here in Florida, Mississippi. Hope everybody's having a great morning. This is the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio, and it all starts right now for the next 2 hours here on the Clay Edwards Show. We got a big one planned for you today. We've always got a big one planned for you. Who are we kidding around here? Always a big show. I got the community headphones on because I haven't pulled mine out of my bag yet, and these suck. These suck. You got to turn them all the way up to hear anything, which I don't know why I wear headphones when it's just me in here. It's just become habit at this point. You can hear yourself better, I guess. And if I play any videos and stuff like that, it's nice to be able to hear. But listening to Joe Rogan, and he says has his guests wear headphones because it makes for a better experience for the audience, because you can tell when you're about to talk over each other and stuff of that nature. Let me swap these out real quick. All right, there we go. Much better. Much better. Mine are a little more, what do they call it, noise deadening than those. Those are probably better for your ears. But anyway, all right, much better. I can hear myself talk. And if I can hear myself talk better, that means y'all can hear me talk better. Anyway, Rogan says that he has the guests wear the headphones so you can hear each other better, and it prevents talking over each other. Which I'm going to tell you, that was one of the hardest things I had to learn how to do, is learn to not talk over my guest or co-host or other folks when they were in the studio with me when I first started doing this. I went back last night and I listened to a segment that I did where I interviewed somebody last May. And it is phenomenal how much better this radio show has gotten. Now, granted, they were a horrible guest. I mean, just dry as a box of rice. A lot of these TikTok folks, man, they're good in their little TikTok videos. But I don't know if y'all pay attention. And when I say TikTok, I'm just using it as a catch-all for little short-form videos, reels, shorts, whatever you want to call it. I think we kind of all acknowledge that TikTok started that. They're called TikToks. There's a word called omnipresent. You can Google it. TikTok is omnipresent. We used to call a actual scan, a print, a Xerox. Xerox was so omnipresent that we called somebody making a copy of something a Xerox. That's the name of the company that makes the printer. Not a print, a Xerox. That's omnipresent right there. So, TikToks, just the term is kind of omnipresent, if that makes sense to y'all. But some of these people, and I've had several of these big Mississippi TikTokers on the show because, I've always tried to support the Mississippi creator community. Always. I've always extended my platform, which my platform, it may not have the most followers, but it has the most loyal followers, the most daily listeners, the most engaged audience. The audience that buys the most merch. I'll put that up against, other than Topher, I'll put that up against any other Mississippi content creator. The Clay Edwards Show sells more merch than any of them. Now, can I confirm that? No, but I'll bet that. I'm that confident in it that we sell more merch than anybody, that we built a brand bigger than any of them. With the exception of Topher. I'm excluding him from this. Topher's the real deal. And he's a real one, too. He's a real one. A1 since day one. Now, he may not agree with everything Clay says, and I don't expect anybody to. Y'all know my rule on that. But Topher is the real deal Holyfield. Real talk. When this show didn't have 10 listeners, Topher would come down here and get in the studio with me with his 1 million followers all over Fox News, everything. And still will today if I ask him to. Ran into him at the Neshoba fights last month. It was great seeing him. Took a picture with him, and he shared the picture to his 1 million+ followers. That's cool, man. He's just a real, genuine, honest dude. Unlike some of the other creators there on TikTok that sling the name Mississippi around in their title. Mississippi, Meemaw, Papa Mississippi. These people are grifters. Especially Papa Mississippi. Fuck grifter. What's the carpetbagger? Absolute carpetbagger. You know, they talk smack about people and then get mad when somebody questions it. I was attacked. I just asked a question. I mean, you talk trash about people. See, I'm from a generation when you talk trash about somebody, you actually got to worry about them saying something, or not worry about, but you expect them to say something to you about it. You expect to get called out when you talk trash about people. I don't know how we ended up in this age where if somebody wrongs you and you question it, that somehow you're the fragile one. You're the triggered one if you defend yourself or you call people out for doing something. But everybody's like, no, you got to be the bigger man, You just got to let them talk about you. Do I have to? I mean, I've kind of been doing it a while, and do I have to? I mean, that's the rule. I mean, just you got to let these weaker people trash you, and then if you respond, somehow you're the bad guy. This feels like a policy that was written by weak men while they was creating hard times. Because strong men, I don't think necessarily would agree with that. And that's how you keep a society in check, is strong men rule weak men. And it ain't just about strength either, like physical strength, mental strength. There's a lot of mentally weak men out there. And a lot of them are creative types. I'm pretty sure this is a policy that they came up with so they could get away with running their mouths and having strong men feel like, well, if I say anything, I look like the crazy one. No. We're going to call people out around here. I find it awfully convenient that, we'll have these people on our show. And then when they leave, oh, he was a racist. He's racist. I didn't know. What do you mean you didn't know? I'm not racist. And B, you come on the show. You should do your research about the show you're going on. I do. If I volunteer to go on a show, I'm going to know what show I'm going on. I just find it funny. I noticed a local content creator, I won't say her name, I guess she didn't tag me in her post. She didn't want to know what was coming out of my fridge like she did everybody else's, even though I've been very supportive of her, shared all of her posts, etc. I don't care. It is what it is. It's just funny to me, I guess, that people never mind the support. They always scream and cry for support. Then they're kind of not the fastest to support the people who actually support them. Pretty interesting. But with that said, we had Mississippi Meemaw on the show last year. And I've talked to her multiple times in private conversations. And I noticed, and people say, well, Clay, you just sound like a petulant child just complaining. You get your little feelings hurt, somebody blocked you. No, I'm just asking a question. Just asking a question. If it's okay to ask a question, I didn't insult anybody. I mean, I call him a grifter. I mean, that's just being honest, in my opinion. Just grifting off the Mississippi vibe. Because, they try to tell you, like, this is authentic Mississippi. No, it ain't. I know so few people in Mississippi that actually act like that. I call it midnight in the garden of good and evil gay. And I ain't even talking about gay people necessarily. It's just this weird Southern aristocrat lifestyle, and they try to pawn everything off as, oh, that's how it is in the South. No, it ain't. Pickles and Dr. Pepper ain't a Southern thing. Shut up. It's just some crazy thing you came up with and went viral. But anyway, I digress. So I noticed that a bunch of creators got tagged And I noticed that, you know, you do on Facebook how if they tag somebody, you can click on their profile. It's like highlighted in blue or something like that, bold. I noticed Mississippi Meemaw wasn't. I said, well, that's weird. Did Mississippi Meemaw delete her Facebook page? So I searched, and I realized after a little bit that I've been blocked by Mississippi Meemaw across the board. What did I do to Mississippi Meemaw? I was nothing but supportive of her. Had her on my show, been nice to her. She actually helped me get an interview with Patience Wolf, the trailer park pretty girl that goes down on the coast in a trailer and talks about it nonstop. You know, I've had her on my show. So yeah, last night I was just like, man, if anybody knows Mississippi Meemaw, ask her why she blocked Clay. And I guess they have and this is when I find out that they have a Mississippi TikTok Super Friends supergroup text group. And her and Papa Mississippi, Meemaw and Pawpaw, so lame. These people are so lame. Meemaw and Pawpaw are having I got a screenshot of it because, you know, there are some real ones around here still. So Meemaw and Pawpaw are having a cry fest about getting called out by Clay, because I've had to call Pawpaw Mississippi out before too for running his mouth, and he had me blocked where I couldn't respond. So, you know, when you got 100,000 followers, you just take it to Facebook and call him out there. Oh, he got all upset. Was worried about his safety. Douchebag. So, Meemaw, Mississippi Meemaw, whatever it is in the Mississippi TikTok group here, says, I guess somebody had brought it to their attention in the group that I made a post. I was really nice. Made a post that I said something to the extent of, why did Meemaw delete me? I was always really nice to her. I thought about playing her interview this morning from last year. I listened to it last night. I worked out late last night around 10 o'clock. And I listened to it while I worked out. And I was like, man, it was so bad. She is so dry. There's no way in hell that I was going to force my 20 minutes of that on my audience again this morning. She's like, I ain't doing it. So anyway, here's what they said in the group. I'm guessing at some point, I don't have the top half of the text that kind of led to this, but she says, all he does is spew hate and racism. I can't stand it. This is the funny part to me. I have 4 sisters. 2 are married to black men. I have mixed nieces and nephews. I am not entertaining that. I got sick of him real quick and fast and in a hurry. He sounds like a wounded ex-boyfriend from middle school. Meemaw, Mississippi. A wounded ex-boyfriend from middle school. I just asked why I got deleted. And this is what I'm talking about. They'll try to shame you if you say anything. So they can do you wrong and talk as dirty about you as they want. But if you just simply ask a question, you sound like a wounded ex-boyfriend. First off, lady. We would have never. I'm insulted you would even suggest such a thing. I would have never. You know, Brett Kenyon, Pawpaw, Mississippi, who ain't even from Mississippi, carpetbagger, says, yeah, exactly. And anyone that says anything about him or challenges him gets pretty viciously attacked. Hey, I call that effing around and finding out. You know, talk crap, get hit verbally, which is bad enough. But see, they don't like my audience. This is what it boils down to. They're jealous that we have an activated, engaged audience. He says, which is bad enough, but he's got a base of fans that will harass anyone he calls out. I got to deal with that a couple times. He's mad I blocked him for the same reason as Mississippi Meemaw. I didn't want to see any of that on my feed. And of course, somebody by the name of Jessica Simon's like, why is he picking on our Meemaw and Papa like that? Because they're grifters. That's why. Again, defending yourself and calling people out is not throwing a petulant fit. It's standing on business. Let me say it again out there. For everybody that's been brainwashed into thinking that defending yourself and calling people out makes you look like the crazy person, it does not. We have given weak people, we have given grifters way too much power over us with this nonsense. When people talk about you, when people wrong you, it is A-OK to call them out if you so choose to. They try to hide under that veil of, well, they won't say nothing because, they don't want to look bad. Now, I don't mind looking bad. If this is looking bad, I don't mind. There's a lot of these quote-unquote TikTok stars around Mississippi that are 100% fake grifting actors. And they're grifting off Mississippi. And they're trying to tell us, oh, yeah, this is so Mississippi. Shut up. Brett Kenyon is a flaming liberal that lives over in Belhaven or Fondren somewhere that loves to get involved in politics as Brett Kenyon. But he thinks that Paul, Mississippi is supposed to be separate from that. Like they're not the same person. It would be like me pretending that Save Jackson and Clay Edwards ain't the same person. We're just going to call them out at the end of the day. And anybody else. People say, Clay, it was a bad look when you called out the Mud Monsters for screwing you over on the first pitch. Why is it a bad look? I got screwed over on the first pitch deal. After I'd been promoting that I was going to throw the first pitch, they had somebody else come and do it. And I had to find out on the internet. Well, I had people who were coming to see me throw the first pitch. That was my way of telling them, guess what? I ain't going to be throwing the first pitch. It is what it is. Then we kind of made a joke out of it, put a Billy Goat curse on them. All's well ends well. I'll never go to another game, but it is what it is. Then the Waze energy drink people, right after that, said, oh, he's too right-wing for us to come on there and do an interview, but he's welcome to keep promoting our drink for free. Hell no. It's the stupidest crap I've ever heard. They were somebody else. The boys never had a problem. The boys from Fifth Squad never had a problem calling me to come on this show to promote whatever 5K, 4K fundraiser or anything else they were doing. And I never said no. Always, hell yeah, come on in. And then he's too right wing. You're the military. You're calling me too right wing. Okay, it is what it is. We'll agree to disagree. We'll just say that. Let's take a break, come back, reset. I just wanted to get that off my chest. That'll be all I say about that today. We're going to jump into a little effed around and found out activity going on around here. Did a dude really get killed over $5 at a Jackson gas station? You're damn right he did. But hey, don't look at that. Don't look at that. Look over here at Clay. Clay's the bad guy. Clay's the bad guy. Not the culture rot that has guys getting killed over $5 at a gas station in Jackson. Don't look at that. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here live on WYAB, streaming worldwide at WYAB.com, as well as the TuneIn app and Alexa. Just search WYAB. We're tinkering around with some different camera angles and stuff this morning. I like to use the other one every now and then. For some reason, it looks like it has a filter over it when I use it from the right side of me. But it is my good side, my right side. I like that profile. But we got the camera switched back to straight ahead. We're here on 103.9 FM. We're streaming worldwide at Save JXN on Facebook, X, YouTube, and at Clay Edwards Show on Rumble. Be sure to follow me on social media. We spent a lot of time talking about TikTok in that first segment there. I am on the old TikTok. At Save JXN has originally produced content exclusively for that channel, not regurgitated reels of this show or anything like that. If you do like the regurgitated reels of this show, if you want to share a segment, share a clip of something I said to somebody, You can share a clip of something I said with somebody. You can find that at Clay Edwards Show on TikTok and Instagram. So we're at Save JXN on TikTok and Instagram too, but that is originally produced content, breaking news, stuff of that nature, kind of throughout the day. Let's see here. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi. Guys, get those levels checked. Guys and girls, compounded semaglutide, it is helping people lose weight like never before. It's helping people battle alcohol addiction like never before. It is phenomenal what compounded semaglutide is helping people do as far as getting their lives back and beating addiction, whether it's to food or alcohol. Swing by. Well, text my name, Clay, to 601-800-5031. 601-800-5031. And they will shoot you back a text, and it'll ask if you're interested in testosterone or weight loss. And then go from there. And they can get you taken care of there. If you do testosterone, Men's Health is going to talk to you. If you do compounded semaglutide, the New Care facility is going to talk to you. That's your general physician clinic inside the building there. They got 3 clinics under one roof, all owned by the same folks, all Dr. Michael Walker over there. So check it out, guys. Testosterone, man. It'll have you on the radio calling folks out. Not thinking twice about it. Not giving 2 double Dutch F's what the consequences and repercussions of that could be. I love it. Love it. So somebody just sent me a screenshot, the Meemaw, Mississippi, said she's on Facebook doing exactly what she accused me of doing. Acting like a scorned ex-boyfriend, acting like a scorned ex-girlfriend. All I did was just ask, hey, why did I get deleted? Why did I get blocked? And now she's on there throwing a petulant fit. Showing the real her. Like I said, she plays this character on social media like this. She's a sweet little old Southern lady. She's fake. Just like Papa, Mississippi. Fake. They're playing characters on there. That ain't the real them. Fake. People are tired of fake. And we're going to start calling a lot of fake out. Well, we've always done it. Ain't nothing we're going to start doing. Fake. Anyway, let's get back to doing what we do around here. But I will say this. I do want to say one more thing in closing. Anybody can look half-ass entertaining in a 1.5, 3-minute video that's got 37 edits because they can't string together a conscious thought for more than about 5 or 10 seconds. Try doing this every day. Try building a real audience that gets up every morning with you for 2 hours a day. Live without a net. Go sell sponsorships. By the way, the show's sold out. Go sell sponsorships. Go build a brand based on the real you. Then holler back at me. You may have more followers, but I got a bigger platform. All right, let's pull up the news here. Every now and then you just got to remind folks. Every now and then you just got to remind folks. Like, it is okay to stand up for yourself. Pulling up this link here. So, a Jacksonian with 4 more vowels in his first name killed a dude at a gas station a couple years ago. I mean, is anybody surprised? I mean, really. Is anybody surprised that in Jackson, somebody got killed over $5? I'm trying to find the article here. I know I got it in my phone, but I was hoping that I could get it there. Let me pull up the screenshot here. Give me 2 seconds. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun. Here we go. future rocket scientist, engineer, and astronaut, Jaquantis McGee. That is 4 vowels in Jaquantis, by the way, so all this checks out. There was no trial needed. Y'all know the rule. 4 or more vowels, guilty as charged. Save the taxpayers the money, get them on in jail for whatever the sentencing is going to be. Straight to sentencing. Jaquantis, I was trying to see, I only have a screenshot here, so I can't even see the victim's name. Dude rolls up to a Jackson gas station back in 2023, gets out of the vehicle, because of course it was at a Jackson gas station. Jaquantis jumps up, runs over to him and said, "Where's my $5?" And before dude could even answer, Jaquantis kills him. Now, Jaquantis, fast forward 2 years, is going to be spending the next 22 years, day for day, without the possibility of early release or parole in a Mississippi prison. Surely thwarting his chances of being a future astronaut, rocket scientist, or engineer. But he might make good tags in jail. We'll see. We'll see. Another life lost for no reason. A community improvement locking up. Again, I'm the bad guy for being on the side of, I want these people to quit killing each other. I'm the bad guy for being on the side of, let's make the streets of Jackson safer for everybody who's not a criminal. I don't pander to folks. We call this crap out. And that's been the problem for far too long. Your Mississippi Meemaws and Pawpaws and everybody else just want to stick their head in their pickled Dr. Pepper and pretend that all this crap ain't going on around them. And then they just want to hold people's hands, tell them, it's going to be okay, baby. It's going to be okay. I got sisters married to black men. I'm glad you're somehow the voice of, you speak for all black folks because your sisters is married to black men. I love when people say stuff like that. It's like white women that think they can use the N-word, and they always say, I can't be a racist. I got mixed kids. No, you can still be a racist with mixed kids. Yeah, you can, as a matter of fact. You can still be a racist with mixed kids. That's hilarious. Anyway, let's take a break. I ran over big time in that first segment. We got to get it back. We'll be right back. We're going to talk about what's trending. Is Obama going to jail? Is the leader of the Democrat Party, is Obama going to jail? The Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944. 769-241-1944. We got them riled up this morning. They on Facebook crying about you, boy. I love it. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by our friends over at UrgeVet, your after-hours pet emergency veterinarian. Look, man, pet emergencies don't wait. Why should you? UrgeVet, Emergency Vets of Madison, offers low wait times and cutting-edge technology to provide fast, expert care for all household pets. Now, define household pets. I know a guy that's got a coyote. Anyway, located at 15 Olympic Way, their hours of operation are weeknights from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. and 24 hours on the weekends and holidays. You can give them a call, 601-790-1918, 601-790-1918, or follow them on Facebook. Just search UrgeVet. They're on Instagram as well. Hey, because when it comes to your pet's health, trust the team that's fast, reliable, and compassionate. UrgeVet's been open for 5 years. They were founded by my buddy, local veterinarian Dr. Spencer Mills, the general manager. Very well-respected Miss Melissa Calmees. It's a state-of-the-art facility. They're fast, reliable. They're open all major holidays, after hours, and 24 hours on weekends. Urgivet in Madison. Guys, I went by Martin's yesterday before we jump back in it. I went by Martin's yesterday because all I got to do is say the word meatloaf and I got to have it. I've been reading these lunch specials here lately, and I've been going and eating these lunch specials, putting my money where my mouth is, literally. Spent a lot of time at Martin's, McBee's, and the Manship eating lunch lately. And man, these places are just hitting on all cylinders. And burgers, I don't ever make it to Burgers and Blues for lunchtime, but I get their stuff at nighttime. I'm telling you, man, the smoked wings, any flavor from Burgers Blues, the pulled pork sandwich. I'm telling you, if y'all are sleeping on the pulled pork sandwich from Burgers Blues Barbecue, you're doing just that. You're sleeping on it. You need to try it. Yeah, I'll put it up against any barbecue sandwich in the state. Real talk. Check them out too. All 3 locations, Madison, Flowood at Dogwood, and downtown Brandon on 80. That's Burgers Blues Barbecue. They can also cater your events. B3catering.com. So something funny during the break. Somebody sent me a screenshot of Mississippi Meemaw attacking me on Facebook. And it's kind of funny to me. Because, I literally just said, hey, man, I actually like this lady. I'm just curious why she blocked me. I didn't say nothing bad about her. Didn't say nothing negative in the comments. And boy, the hate that came in on me. Even that page with 400,000 followers, the Mississippi Department of Memes, got in there calling me a racist. As they hide behind a fake profile, by the way. So easy to talk big. So easy to call people a Klansman and all that stuff when you never have to, when you stay hidden behind a fake profile forever. You know, it kind of limits your growth, in my opinion. But hey, to teach their own. It's like this. But let me finish the train of thought real quick, and then we are going to move on from this topic for good. So in my mind, I was just asking a simple question, like, damn, why did she block me? I wasn't mean. I didn't say anything rude about her or anything. And now she done marinated on it overnight and got all worked up, and the real her is coming out. And she goes into attack mode. And trashing me on Facebook and all that stuff, and that's fine. I'm a big boy, but again, you talk crap, I'm going to talk crap back. But they're just giving me free publicity. Like, these people all have, quote unquote, more followers than I have. So thanks for the engagement. Thanks for putting my name out there. But she deleted her post pretty quick after it because she looked like a raging psychopath. Calling somebody out and calling people names and all this stuff. Like, I just simply asked, man, why'd you block me? But apparently I'm glad. I guess, now this is real talk here. But everything I do is real talk. It did take me a year to realize that I'd been blocked. Apparently. I think that says more about her content than anything else. If you were gone for a year and I didn't realize it. I can say that about most TikTok content. It's trash content. And that's not necessarily an attack on the creators in general. It's just disposable content. Mine too, on there. I don't think anything I put on TikTok is memorable. It's a platform that a lot of people waste a lot of time strolling on, and it pays money. So I put stuff on there. I have no love for TikTok or Instagram or any of the other ones. It's a place I think Facebook is where you build real relationships with people and an audience, because it's just an easier platform to operate and contact and do all that. But it just goes to show that platforms like that they're trash. That's not how you build a real connection with an audience in 30-second videos, minute videos, 3-minute videos. It's trash content. If I went away on there tomorrow, I don't think anybody would notice I was gone. Well, I don't know. Some people tell me that I'm where they get their news. But I believe if this radio show went away, it would have far more reaching effects than if the social media went away tomorrow. I just use it to promote stuff. So it's just kind of funny if you think about it like that. It took me a year to realize that her content wasn't being shown to me anymore, and I forgot she even existed until I realized I'd been blocked. Maybe I'm the crazy one. Whatever. I just noticed it, thought I'd mention it. I guess I didn't really think it was going to blow up into this thing that it's blown up into, but it is what it is. We got about 2 minutes left before our short break, and then we got our top of the hour break. I really don't want to get started on any new topics before the top of the hour because I want to take a deep dive into some of the things that we have left to talk about, the Tulsi Gabbard, Russiagate stuff all being a hoax, which we knew, but now it's pretty much factual, undeniable that the Obama administration was 100% responsible for it. So we're going to get into that. And there's another story I want to get into. I was waiting on my notes to open up. It takes them forever to open up this program I use, Evernote. So if I sound like I'm just kind of rambling to fill time, I was. And I'm doing it again because it's still loading. But there were these 4 guys, and I'm not exactly sure where it happened at. Bibb County, wherever that is. I know it's not in Mississippi. Let's see here. This is some of the sickest stuff I've ever seen. And, just so people know, these are white guys. I'm meeting the racial quota. Let's see here. Where is... for Alabama. Of course. Thank you, God, not Mississippi. Thank you, sweet Jesus. This didn't happen in Mississippi. 4 people have been arrested for sexually assaulting children, animals, and underground bunker, officials say. And man, if you see their pictures, they definitely look like the types that would assault children and animals in an underground bunker in Alabama. I want to talk about this and more on the top of the hour. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the Free Range Human Show of Choice, your daily dose of reality radio. Breaking rules when necessary. We ain't said that in a while, have we? I know we say it in the little sound clips there, but it hadn't rolled off my tongue in a while. Today is one of those mornings where we just, every now and then you got to break rules when necessary. And I know rules say you just ignore. But every now and then, like somebody texted me on the Guns of Gear text line a minute ago, and what was they said? Oh man, I missed it. Where is it? Right here. It said, Clay, insecure, narcissistic people don't like to be called out. And I just replied, I said, yeah, it's funny because I ignore 99% of what's said about me. But it's when I feel like slighted or disrespected that I really get ramped up. Like you can call me any name you want. But it's when like I feel like you think you're better than me when I know you're not, that I get fired up. I don't know if that's an insecurity that I have. It's a complex. It's a imposter syndrome, whatever. But that's the one thing that gets me fired up is when somebody that I know ain't better than me tries to act like they are. That boy, I don't know, that maybe it goes back to something that happened in my childhood. Maybe I didn't get picked for volleyball or dodgeball or something like that, picked on the baseball team. I don't know. But it is an inferiority complex of sorts, I guess, that I have carried with me. And it's one of the reasons why I work so hard to do what I do. It's because I ain't never going to be in a room and feel like I don't belong in it. This is the Clay Edwards Show. We'll be right back. Boom goes the dynamite. Welcome back in. It's hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the RADIO. It's Clay on the radio. Is that my new tagline? Clay on the radio. Remember Roscoe on the radio, 94 Ticks back in the day? And that's from my old school Jacksonians, 94 Ticks. Roscoe on the radio. I got a 94 Ticks shirt. Shout out to my boy Corey. He bought it and gave it to me. Bright yellow. I think I've worn it once here on the show back in the day. Hadn't worn it in a while. Roscoe on the radio. We're live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness Studio out here in the lovely Flora, Mississippi. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Mazda of Jackson, proud sponsors of the Mazda of Jackson phone line. It's time to put a little sizzle in your red hot, and it is hot, Mississippi summer at Mazda of Jackson. Drive away on a road trip with a boost from Mazda of Jackson's $1,000 off owner loyalty reward and low 1.9% financing on a 2025 CX-90, CX-70, and the assembled in America CX-50. 1-year maintenance is included on your new vehicle purchase, and take advantage of the pre-tariff inventory before it's gone. Experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. It's time to choose Mazda. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit them in person at Mazda of Jackson, I-55 North at Briarwood, right there in Jackson. That's Mazda of Jackson. Good folks over there, man. Good folks. All right, so crazy story over in Alabama. Thank you, Jesus. It was Alabama, not Mississippi. I mean, I hate it had to happen anywhere. It's a terrible, terrible thing. But if it had to happen somewhere, roll damn tide. Goodness gracious. There are some sick people out there in the world. Yes, there are. And they put pickles in Dr. Pepper. But let's find. Let's pull this video up. Let's pull this video up and hear what happened over there in Alabama. Here we go here. All right, give me just a second. I got to get it pulled up. I crack me up sometimes. I crack me up. I am so funny. I'm such a funny guy. When you do this for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, you have to find new and creative ways to entertain yourself. Even when discussing something as bad as this. Here we go.
In a disturbing case out of Bibb County, and these allegations, well, they may be tough to hear about. We're learning more about these men who were charged in connection to the alleged sex abuse of children in an underground bunker in the Brent community. Court records say there are at least 6 victims who range in age from 3 to 10 years old.
Now look at 2 of these guys. Radio audience, I know y'all can't see this, but you're just going to have to trust me. You can make an argument that if anybody got caught having intercourse with any of these 3 guys, especially the 2 white ones wearing the orange jumpsuit, they too could be charged with having intercourse with an animal. My God, choose the bear, women. Choose the bear.
Wow, those details are really disgusting. Your reporter, Anjanae Robinson, is live at 5 after talking with the Assistant District Attorney.
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. Jonathan, you know what makes this case even more heartbreaking is what Assistant District Attorney Brian Jones, he says that they were tipped off that something wasn't right. Now, he tells me that the children, they actually revealed that they were being abused, which launched this entire investigation that's currently still ongoing. Now, so far, Andres Velasquez, Dalton Terrell, and William McElroy, they are charged in this case with 20 to 22
Andres Trejo Velasquez. Build that wall.
Charges each, including rape, sodomy, kidnapping, and human trafficking. Now, Jones says that the children were drugged and taken to a storm shelter in Brent, used as a bunker where the abuse.
Now, y'all may be shocked here, radio audience. This happened in a trailer park.
Allegedly took place. Now, this video here on your screen right now, this is the neighborhood where one of the suspects lived. This is not where the bunker was located, but the suspects are accused of paying to sexually abuse these children. Jones says investigators expect more victims to.
Okay, it did not happen in a trailer park. They just lived in a trailer park. My apologies.
Come forward, and more arrests are likely. Now, the children are now in DHR custody, and DA Jones also confirmed a 4th person has been indicted in connection to this case. His name not currently being released at this time, as authorities are still searching for him.
I bet it stinks.
Well, it's just unimaginable that someone could do this to a child. Children are defenseless, and they depend on adults to take care of them and protect them. And then when adults do these type of things to them, it's just really horrific.
Just a horrible situation out of Bibb County here. Now, DA Jones, he does tell me that, any of these suspects who are convicted of a crime involving a child 6 years or younger, Alabama law does require mandatory minimum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole.
The DA said unimaginable and just heartbreaking. Anjanae, you did have a chance to talk to a neighbor about this. So what was their reaction?
Well, Sarah, that video that we had showed earlier, that was a neighborhood where one of the suspects did live. And I did speak with a woman who's also a mother. And, she, of course, told me how horrific this situation was to hear. And she's, of course, glad that all of these suspects are now in custody and off the streets. Your reporter in Bibb County, Anjanae Robinson, WBRC 6 News, on your side.
Man, some sick people out there, folks. Some sick folks out there for sure. I mean, there's really only one solution to that problem. Get the rope. Hey, get the rope. Don't tie it in a noose, though. It'll be a hate crime. We just got to do a regular knot. We'll tie it to the trailer hitch, to the trailer ball, the receiver hitch of the Raptor. And we're going to drag their ass from Bibb County all the way back to Hinds County. And whatever's left, we're going to throw in the Pearl River. That's how you solve that problem. And you live stream it too, by the way. Hey, I'm the bad guy. Let's take a call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Good morning. You're on there.
Hey, I am on the air. Okay. All right. In Leviticus, it states there's 2 reasons God requires someone to be put to death immediately. One of them is rape, and the other is murder. And it doesn't mean killing, but murder for no reason, like this Kohlberger was. And why we don't stick to these Judean Christian laws that this country was founded on just is the reason that our society is going to hell.
Hey, you're talking about the Idaho murderer?
Well, yeah, Kohlberger.
Yeah,
he
Kohlberger,
just killed
okay.
for no reason.
No, we started watching that documentary last night. It's on Amazon Prime, I believe. It is the parents of the 2 the sisters that got killed. I mean, I choked up when we got to the part of the documentary where they found out for sure that both their daughters had been killed. I mean, it made me choke up. It is so devastating what happened there that night.
But the reason I wanted to call was because these people who did this to these children and everywhere, I mean, it's happening inside the homes whose parents are addicted. They're doing it. There was a guy on, it was a super talk late in the afternoon when I worked 9 years ago. And it was not the police department. I forget who it was. They actually did a drug bust, and the mother was so messed out. She was getting money to have her 6-month-old baby raped, and they caught it in action. Yeah,
it happens more than you think it does, sadly. That's one of the now we question a lot. Well, I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to respond to everything you got to say. We got a little static in the line.
Right.
Thank you so much for calling this morning.
Okay.
Amen. Bring back biblical teachings. Now, I understand why we don't go straight for the ultimate punishment. Well, you got to find them guilty. Got to prove they did it. Can't have mob mentality, but we should every now and then. Every now and then, surely it's okay. Take them to the community center, the square, the town square. Statue in Brandon seems like a good place. Everybody knows where that's at. There's a place right there next to it called, what would be a good place that would use the gallows? The gallows. It's right there. I mean, wouldn't have to go far. We could have a little trial on a stage right there in front of the statue. Then we could drag their ass right there to the gallows and boom, shakalaka boom. Breaking rules when necessary. Let's take another call on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Good morning. You're on there.
Good morning. I really did not want to be on the air, but this is Mike, and I was just listening to the story with the child abusers, and I was just going to suggest that they take these folks, hang them upside down in the town square, and let all the kids use some fish scalers where you peel the skin off a catfish.
Hell yeah!
And just peel their skin off and then spray them down with some alcohol.
I love it. That was even better than what I was thinking.
Yep. Anyway, I was just listening this morning, and I felt like I had to call.
I'm glad you did.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. Damn, I love a Clay Edwards Show audience. I love y'all. Never forget, we're the normal ones. We are the normal ones. We are on the right side of history. Let's take a break. We'll be right. Well, I tell you what, let's take a phone call. I will push the break past. We'll take a phone call real quick on the Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey, good morning. You're on there.
What's going on, man?
What's up, brother? Right? Yeah, man. How you doing?
I tried to catch up with you at the extravaganza. That place is so much eye candy down there. You just like go from one booth to the next.
Dude, right? I loved it. I hated I got stuck in my booth all weekend, but that's, I was making money. I was meeting folks. I had a blast. I can't wait for next year. I don't know what the dates are going to be, but I'm clearing my calendar. I can't wait.
I hear you. Are you going to be with the expo? Aren't they having an expo separate? There's something different, right?
No, they got one. Yeah, so it's the Ag Expo at the fairgrounds this week, and I'm not going to be there. I committed to helping somebody move, so I'm gonna follow up my commitment there.
Did you have an opportunity to watch, and it was available on YouTube, of the city council meeting in Brandon?
I didn't yet. I know it happened the other night, and they took more. I mean, I hadn't heard anything from anybody, but I just hadn't had a chance to sit down and watch it yet. It's on my to-do list.
Yeah, it's good. You need to watch it. It's very interesting, and I was so glad that you had historical people who were very eloquent, very well spoken, very descriptive. That made a case for leaving the statue alone. It was very good. But I sent you a text the other day with my number. I don't know if you remember getting it or not.
I'm not sure.
It was an email, text message. I'm sorry, and I sent you. I think it was Thursday of last week. If you're not, I'll send it again. Send
it to me again. I get a lot of texts on that text line. Send it to me again with your name, and I'll give you a shout when I get off the radio.
We'll do it. Thanks.
Thanks, brother. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. The Mazda Jackson phone line fired up this morning, man. What would you guys do? What would you guys do if you were in charge of the punishment for these animals? 601-879-0002 is the phone line. The Guns and Gear text line. 769-241-1944. If you're watching on the online stream, drop it in the comments there, but don't get yourself in Facebook jail for being too violent. Zuckerberg, they'll have you right there beside me, demonetized for 3 months or worse, not be able to talk at all. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Live in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This segment brought to you by FAFO.com. If you're watching the live stream, I know you see me rocking the hat, the brown, the khaki and brown with the leather the leather patch, FAFO on the side. Such a good looking hat. I got on the military green FAFO shirt with the full color American flag on one side. The Clay Edwards Show Breaking Rules When Necessary logo on the other sleeve. and the red, white, and blue Real American Hero FAFO logo. Swing by the website. Check it out today. BuyFAFO.com. Multiple colors and styles available. 25 different hat combinations available. Get yours today. We sold out of dang near every hat that we had at the wildlife extravaganza this weekend. So they were super popular. Once people saw them, touched them, felt them, put them on, they're like, dang, I gotta have it. We got all the different camo styles available too. Those were big, big sellers this weekend. And I've got an exclusive, I got some shirts left over that we had made exclusively for the wildlife extravaganza, long sleeve, mossy oak, bottomland, whatever it's called. I don't know all the different camos with the black FAFO logo. They've been really popular. I've had people reaching out because they saw me in a video with one on. They're like, hey, how do I get that shirt? It ain't on the website. I've been dragging my butt the last few days. It will be on the website by 2 o'clock today, and you'll be able to buy it. All right. Let's read some of your text. No, better yet, let's go to the phone call. The phone. Mazda Jackson phone line. Hey. We're going to have to call back, brother. I don't know what happened there. A little static and a little dust in the line. There. Call back. 601-879-0002 is the Mazda Jackson phone line. In the meantime, okay, here they are calling back now. That's live radio for you. Let's try this again. Hey, you're on there.
Hey, how you doing, Clay Edwards? How you doing, brother?
Brother, I'm on fire this morning. On fire for getting things right and torturing criminals. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I heard about your buddy Dennis. I was just curious if there's any update on him.
Who's that?
Dennis.
I don't know a Dennis. That didn't ring a bell.
Oh, well, he just recently got caught up with some real estate agent or something like that. I don't know. Something like I guess he got caught up trying to do something with some real estate agent. You didn't hear about that?
No, I don't even know that I know a Dennis.
Man, I think it might have been in Brandon, but some guy called a real estate agent for an open house, and then I guess he ended up pistol whipping her, and then sexually assaulting her. But that was just some local tea. I wasn't sure if you were tied in because I don't think he's one of those gangster fellas, but he's definitely a delinquent. So I was sure y'all might have been cozied up or something. But
no, I don't. Not the type I roll with, brother.
Oh,
but I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to call in this morning and try to make a little smart ass comment. Thank you for listening, though. That's cute. On to the next one. Hey, you're gonna get that. You're gonna have that on big jobs. You're gonna have that on big jobs. I don't see. This is going to go back to what I've been saying. There's this group of people that think because I call out crime and criminals when it happens, that if all of you miss a story about the whites, you're going to call out the black. You got to call out the white every time. No, I don't. No, I don't. If you feel like I missed a story, you call it out. That's how this whole thing got started, is I felt like the media wasn't covering stories truthfully. I felt like they were ignoring a lot of what was going on in Jackson and not calling it out for what it is, Democrat death culture rot. I don't owe it to anybody to cover any particular story. We just spent the last 20 minutes talking about 4 trashy white people raping minors and having sex with animals. We cover plenty of stuff. But I don't owe it to anybody to hit every single story. This is not a democracy. This is a claytatorship. The Guns and Gear text line. Ty says, that caller sounded like he was a stereotypical pothead loser. I got that vibe. He is up early for a pothead, though. Probably ain't been asleep yet. Josh says, the punishment of being pulled in different directions by horses seems appropriate for these dudes. Could leave them in a cage hanging downtown with no food or water in the weather till they die. but that seems like it would suck. But it'd be boring. That'd be boring. It needs somewhere with some wild animals that could feed off of them. Unknown texture. These pedos are scared of the law. Are scared of the law anymore. I think he meant to say these pedos aren't scared of the law anymore. It's not enough to discourage them any longer. We as fathers need to make a statement with a few of them to bring back their fear. In biblical times, they didn't wait for the government to render judgment or punishment. It's our duty to remove evil. If we don't do it, it will fester and grow. Yep. Yeah, he corrected himself at the bottom there, said aren't scared. Yeah, I agree. I truly do. Unknown texture says, Clay, in old Europe, they used to torture criminals, and one of the best ways was putting them on a pike in the center of a village. Witnessing that torture would deter a lot of criminals. I firmly believe that if we live streamed executions, that it would deter a lot of this nonsense. You know, going to jail doesn't deter criminals anymore. Especially in areas of Democrat death culture. They just going, all they're doing when they're out of jail is hanging out on the front porch, playing dominoes, drinking, getting high. That ain't no different than what they're doing in jail. They just swapping out chicks for dudes. I mean, like, the term prison gay is a real term. Now, I ain't gay. I mean, but in prison, it's different. No, bro, you're still gay. You had sex with guys. I don't care what the circumstances were. Mo on the Guns and Gear text line. But I mean, people are sending me the screenshot of this guy. I was familiar with the story. I didn't. It felt like on a weird day where it was like on a Thursday or a Friday or something. When I have a guest in here, I don't talk about this kind of stuff. This story fell where it was like 3 or 4 days later before I could get to it, and I just didn't get to it. But I'm familiar with the story. The guy that assaulted the realtor, I saw it. But by the time I was able to get to it on the show, 3 or 4 days had passed. Anyhow, yeah, no, I was familiar with it. It's like this. On social media, when the wokes get mad that I hadn't covered a story, which 90% of the time I have, they hadn't even gone on my page to look. They just assume I haven't because they want me to not so they can feel vindicated. Oh, see, I told you he didn't cover that. There's no reason why I wouldn't cover that. Some crazy sexual pedophile, or not pedophile, was an adult he assaulted, but some crazy rapist assaulted a realtor. My mom's a realtor. There's no reason I wouldn't cover that. You know, I get way more smoke for covering stories in Rankin County than I do of anything I do in Jackson. I get way more smoke, and I still do it. I mean, I posted a video. I made a video giving the FAFO championship to that guy that got caught up in that big fentanyl bust the other day. I caught all kind of hell in the background about that. People that I consider my friends reaching out. Clay, you don't know the whole story. I don't need to know the whole story. He got caught with enough fentanyl to kill everybody in Rankin County. Literally. What did I miss? What part of the story am I not aware of? Was he being blackmailed by the Mexican cartels? They got a family member held hostage, and if he don't sell this stuff, they're going to kill a family member? Because, I mean, that's like the only thing I can fathom that would rationalize, justify, or make me feel a little guilty about making a video about him. We cover plenty of stuff that happens. God dang, man, are y'all not listening? I've gone to war with the city of Brandon over this statue, amongst other things. I mean, I said I wasn't going to do that. I said, when I move to Brandon, I'm going to mind my own business. Things are going good in Brandon. They don't need my services aren't needed here. And I still feel that way to an extent. But I can start to see a little crack in the foundation when the mayor starts pandering to Democrats over a statue. Then it's like, well, what's next? What's next? What's next? It's a slippery slope. And I'm here to put some porcupines on that slope so folks don't want to slide down it no more. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the show, live here on 103.9 FM WYAB. My name is Clay Edwards. If you're new here, this is the Clay Edwards Show. We are 103.9 FM WYAB, the last independent, true bastion of free speech station in Mississippi. Okay, maybe we're not the last, but the only one I know of. So therefore, the last. We don't take a single penny of taxpayer dollars. We don't let the state advertise nothing on here. Not a city, not a community, not a county. If it is paid for with taxpayer dollars, we do not take it here on WYAB. Why? Why don't we do that? So we're not held hostage by the Mississippi GOP, by the Democrats, or by anybody else. When we want to talk about something, we got to call somebody out. We're 100% listener funded. You guys supporting these sponsors keep this boat afloat. So thank you all very, very much. Speaking of which, the Blue Plate special of the day is red sauce spaghetti at McBee's there on Lake Harbor. And we'll tell you about the other ones here before we get off the air here. I should have had them already pulled up, but we will get our What's for Lunch going. You can hit up El Patrillo Mexican Grill and Cantina if you're in the mood for Mexican. 2 great locations to serve you right there in Flowwood at Dogwood and Highway 80 in Cross Gates, Brandon. And don't forget, one of the best restaurants in all of Mississippi. It was voted top 100, and it was in the top 150. Was it like top 60? It was voted in the top half of the top 150 whiskey bars in America. The Manship. It's also one of the best restaurants in Mississippi. You can go by there at any time during lunch, any day, and get a Blue Plate special. Fine dining for only $15. $15. I went and got the fried chicken the other day. It was a whole breast quarter, and it had macaroni and cheese. I ain't never had macaroni like this. It had like white cheese in it. It was so good. Oh my. Check out their Facebook page for their daily specials. And don't forget that you can get $5 whiskey shots, their premium private barrel stuff, the good stuff, at Happy Hour Daily. And you can also get a wood-fire pizza for half price at the Manship. And they also can handle all your special events from like 1 to 100 people. They got private party rooms and stuff. Located right there across the street from Baptist Hospital in Jackson. All right. Let's see here. So let's read some of your text messages. The Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944. Michael sent me a picture of me. Turned it into a meme. Says it's a damn claytatorship. It is. This ain't a democracy. I take into consideration what people want to do, what people want to talk about. By no means do I feel obligated to do any of it. Reagan can. We've been discussing these sick animals over in Alabama that were doing terrible things to children and animals in a dungeon out behind a trailer park somewhere. It's every stereotype. Again, stereotypes are earned, not given. And these guys check off all the boxes. All the hillbilly, backwoods, deliverance, banjo playing boxes. Squeal like a pig! Wee! Wee! You just know one of them guys have said that. Squeal like a pig, boy! That's it, by the way. That's how you torture these guys. bringing them wild hogs. What's the guy's name? That the Texas Chainsaw, Ed Gein. Is that it? That the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was kind of loosely based off of? He killed all them people and fed them to the wild hogs. Just let the wild hogs do it for you. Ain't that what happened to the guy in Hannibal? He got his face ate off. No, Hannibal ate his face, and he survived. And then he ended up getting ate up by the wild hogs for trying to kill Hannibal. Oh, hell of a way to go. Hell of a way to go. Reagan says, spread the perv wide eagle, spread the perv wide eagle and naked over a pond filled with piranha. Dip them flush with the top of the water. Hold them there 10 seconds. Pull them up and down, up and down, up and down. By the way, don't feed the fish for 2 days. Damn, Reagan. Remind me not to get on your bad side. Unknown texture. We need to nail them. We need to nail their manhood to a stump, then light a circle of fire around them. Then there is only one way out. Hell, then we can just hang them high. Is it okay to talk about hanging when we're talking about white folks? Is it still, are nooses still racist when we're talking about using them on white people? Speaking of that, did y'all see, we used to be a whole country, a whole proper country, and we're not right now. We're working on it. We're having to pull some people kicking and screaming across the finish line to completely make America great again. Did y'all see where they found a noose, also known as a knot, at the construction site of the new Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where the new Titan Stadium? And they shut the whole workplace down for the day, and they called in authorities and the FBI and all this stuff to investigate a noose. Oh, no. It's a piece of rope tied into a knot that people have used for millions of years to hang stuff other than humans on a construction site where they, I don't know, could have been using it for something. Have we gotten that weak? Was Bubba Wallace spotted anywhere near this construction site? Inquiring minds want to know. Is NASCAR racing in Nashville that weekend? I know they weren't. But was Bubba off? Did he sneak in there? Do we have all security footage of this deal? That's ridiculous. They called in the cops because they found a knot. The feds, the federales. I would just love to know how the feds investigate that. And this is why people don't respect the FBI, by the way. That phone call should go something like this. Ring, ring. FBI. Sir, I would like to report a noose. Is there anyone hanging from it? No, sir, it's just a noose on a construction site. We'll send a unit right over. What's your address? We're going to arrest you for wasting our time. Click. That's how that phone call should have gone. Let's take a break, come back, land the plane for the day. This is the Clay Edwards Show on WYAB. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. As we get ready to land the plane for the day, I promised y'all we would discuss the Tulsi Gabbard stuff. I got this queued up here. This is Tulsi Gabbard, DNI, saying that the House report details information Russia had on Hillary Clinton, including DNC emails that detailed evidence of Hillary's psycho-emotional problems and uncontrolled fits of rage and anger, aggression, and cheerfulness, and a daily regimen of heavy tranquilizers. You can't make this up. I mean, we already knew that, but let's play it here.
The report goes into great detail about the information that Russia and Putin had on Hillary Clinton, which included possible criminal acts like secret meetings with multiple named U.S. religious organizations in which State Department officials offered, in exchange for supporting Secretary Clinton's campaign for the presidency, significant increases in financing from the State Department. They also had documents that showed the patronage of the State Department to State Department employees who would go and support Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. There were high-level DNC emails that detailed evidence of Hillary's, quote, psycho-emotional problems, uncontrolled fits of anger, aggression, and cheerfulness, and that then Secretary Clinton was allegedly on a daily regimen of heavy tranquilizers.
Never forget that video of her collapsing at her Sprinter van and them just throwing her in there like a dead cadaver.
Then CIA Director Brennan and the intelligence community mischaracterized intelligence and relied on dubious substandard sources to create a contrived false narrative that Putin developed a quote-unquote clear preference for Trump.
This is great. I told y'all that there would be some type of, with the whole Epstein debacle, list debacle and all that, that Trump would come out swinging. And they would do something to try to deflect the attention away. And we're getting a lot of that. This is what I voted for. I don't care Trump's, we knew that Trump was on those flight logs. That doesn't mean nothing to me. Unless they got videos of Trump doing something similar to what these boys in Alabama were doing, he's still my damn president. Make America great again. Make America strong again. Weak men create hard times. We just spent the last 4 years seeing what that looks like with Joe Biden's weak ass. We just seen it the last 8 years with Chokwe Lumumba's weak butt, creating hard times for Jackson, Mississippi. They can call me a racist all they want. I will continue to get up here every day. I will double, triple, quadruple down on calling these folks out. If that makes me a racist, then so damn be it. If I was a racist, wouldn't I just sit back and say, let them keep killing each other? Don't do anything. Vote Lumumba. This is going great for the racist. No, I want the complete damn opposite. But calling it out and questioning the culture makes me the bad guy. I'll be back here tomorrow, 7 to 9 a.m. Y'all be blessed.